You won't believe the 60-year-old is returning to the pool with a super cool poster. Diamonds are just persistent cool, and Bonnie thought Ned was just hitting the pool to get fit, but little did she know. He actually wants to try crossing from Cuba to Florida again. When Ned laid out this big plan, Bonnie was left speechless. Even at Ned's peak, the sea was like an insurmountable abyss. And now that he's 60, isn't that like walking into a trap? But Bonnie knew. Once Ned sets his mind, no one can stop his dreams. Completing this challenge is no tea party. To prove he's still a swimming champ, he joined Bonnie on an expedition to Mexico. They planned to swim in the currents for 8 hours, if he can't handle that. Then swimming from Cuba to Florida for 60 hours is just fantasy. Ned is skilled, but as he ages, his exercise frequency has plummeted. His body can't fight off the cold water anymore. The cold water was like an invisible beast, slowly draining his heat, and Ned had to quit after just 4 hours and 14 minutes. Seeing those results, Ned felt frustrated, while Bonnie encouraged him to switch to a more realistic dream. Medical experts claim no human could swim from Cuba, especially not the 60-year-old. Ned's stubborn spirit flared up again. He swam like a wild horse, and this time he managed to complete an 8-hour non-stop swimming test. Looking at Bonnie's proud face, Ned realized he had fallen for her motivational tactics. She is precisely the coach capable of igniting his potential, yet the upcoming days are going to be extremely challenging. Bonnie took on the duty as Ned's coach during her endurance training, but Ned's body wasn't buying back to better days. Each training session felt like racing against time, only that fighting spirit was strengthening over time. In training, Ned constantly challenged himself. Every stroke was a pursuit of dreams. Every breath was a fight for life, and as preparations came to a close, Ned eagerly set foot on Cuban soil, but knew he couldn't do it alone. Bonnie assembled an amazing team. The team included someone to fend off sharks, guarding Ned's swimming journey. He poured a bucket of fish into the water. He leaped in, diving into the mysterious sea. Before anyone noticed, sharks popped up like in hide and seek. The signal interference kept them at a safe distance, so Ned felt no fear, while the old sailor handled the navigation. However, in their first meeting, Ned mercilessly questioned the old sailor's skills. Powerful people always have a unique presence. His arrogance displeased the old sailor. These people were full of enthusiasm for the adventure and deserved more respect and understanding. Facing Ned's questioning, the old sailor didn't snap back but patiently explained. Those who voluntarily participated in the adventure deserve more respect and understanding. The old sailor softly said he had decades of experience in these waters. He continued, "No one has ever done what you're trying to do, but the route must be exact. Current's path needs to be calculated by someone who understands navigation, so it can work in your favor. I have to recalculate every 15 minutes. If you're off by the slightest, you could end up in a whirlpool." Ned's social skills showed during this meeting, but thankfully, Bonnie stepped in. She thoughtfully prepared snacks and drinks for the old sailor, hoping he'd understand Ned's impulsiveness. The old sailor prepared a red path for Ned to follow when night fell, hoping to guide him. But due to summer rains, they couldn't head out for almost 4 months. One day while doing cardio, Ned caught wind of shocking news. A newly crowned female athlete planned to challenge the Cuba Straight Two, and her approach and route mimicked Ned's, but this athlete was nearly 40 years younger. Ned was excited for this showdown, but the female athlete only swam for 11 hours. She gave up after an unknown creature's attack, never to challenge the Cuba Straight again. This news was like a shot of adrenaline for Ned, reigniting his fighting spirit, resolving not to sit idly by. He quickly gathered the team, eager to start the next challenge. The old sailor bluntly warned that the current weather conditions were not friendly and posed huge risks. Subtitles: Ned mercilessly dismissed the old sailor's viewpoint without any consideration. After Bonner's relentless persuasion, the old sailor reluctantly agreed to the plan. On August 7, 2011, Ned stepped onto Cuban shores, and the media went wild. In swimming history, just 12 swam over 48 hours. Ned was aiming to swim directly across the Cuba Strait, which was estimated to take at least 50 hours, while also battling against the fierce ocean currents. People were drawn to Ned's inspiring spirit, coming to shore to cheer him on. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe.